Hi everybody! Today I am going to show you how I made this epic pilot selfie. Alright, I'm going to start out here. And first thing I'm going to do is copy my original, just so I have a base copy that if I ever have to come back to, if I screw everything up completely, I will be able to start over. And first thing I'm going to do is take hit the J key and use the spot healing brush to kind of clean up what's inside the cockpit. I'm not a real big fan of stuff laying up there. It just doesn't look good. That phone's there, the clipboard. So I'm going to paint over the phone here and just see what the J tool does, or the spot healing brush tool does. And it didn't do too bad of a job. This doesn't have to be perfect because we'll be adding stuff later to these windows to make it kind of cool. So yeah, not bad. Zoom out, doesn't look like anything was there. Spot healing brush works good sometimes and other times not so much. And there it seemed to work pretty good. So let's see, next I'm going to go for this clipboard. I'm going to first select a little area around so I don't accidentally spot heal over the window here. Right click when you use the pen tool to select. I usually feather by 3/10 of a pixel, just personal preference. You can do whatever you want. And let's give this a shot. I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch me do this. And that really didn't work. There was an example of the spot healing brush not really doing too good of a job. So let's undo that. Oops, and redo the selection. And we're going to use our friend the clone stamp tool. Where's the round stamp? And select just a little piece down here and just kind of paint over it. Nice soft edge brush. Unfortunately, can't use too big of a brush, so it's going to look a little rough, but we'll fix that in a minute. Just want to get kind of the coloring similar to the dash up there, the glare shield as they call it. Next, I'm going to use the brush tool and sample some darker colors and kind of with a fairly large brush, nice soft edges. Low flow also, got flow at 10%. I'm just going to kind of paint in here and kind of make it smooth. Right, there's actually a little area up there on the right I don't like also. I might just kind of, I'm going to take that and I'm going to make this look a little better. I'm using Shift Command and a Wacom tablet to change my brush size. You can use the bracket keys if you don't have a tablet. Although I highly suggest if you're doing this kind of stuff, get a tablet. I have the cheap one and it's incredibly good. All right, so cycle this back and forth. Looks pretty decent. Looks like we removed some stuff successfully. May just feather this out a little bit more too, just to blend things a little bit better. That's looking nice. All right, looks pretty good. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fix the mirroring on that right window. I guess it'd be, if you're watching this, would be your left side, but if you were where I am in the selfie here, it would be to your right. You can see it's reflecting the building, and people pretty much figure that out really quickly. So we're going to use the clone stamp. First thing we're going to do is take the pen tool and select around the where we want to correct. And make our selection. And 3/10 of a pixel feather. I just leave it there. It just seems to work for me for some reason. And there's our clone stamp, and I'm going to use like this color from this upper window up here. And I'm going to go down. I'll speed this up too so you don't have to watch this. You're just sampling the color and painting it in as necessary, and that pen selection is keeping me in the lines. That looks pretty decent. Next thing I'm going to do is use the pen tool to cut the airplane out. Here I've already started it, so you didn't have to watch me do the whole thing, but basically just select points. And the pen tool is so powerful. It's if you don't know how to use it, learn it. It's cool. So same thing, I'm going to select this, and now I'm going to use a layer mask on this to mask out the background. It's pretty good. Got a few other things that I didn't get with the initial outline, and option click, you can see what your layer mask looks like. But yeah, you can see like back here, I'm just gonna have to go around that. And I went around my hair too. I didn't know if I was gonna leave that flying or not, but I think I'm probably just gonna delete it. So there we go. Make that into a selection. And I'm going to hit Shift and Delete and fill the mask with black because that deletes the background. Now it's transparent. After I do that, after I do this tie thing here, after I do that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the whole image a couple of times and clean up any areas I think need help, which hopefully if I did a good enough cutout, there won't be many, but there always is something. So here we are with the cleanup, and as you can see, my hair is up there. There's a couple of hairs I was like, hey, should I leave those in? I'm deciding not to because it's too much work for something no one's going to see. But here's how that layer mask thing works if you guys don't know. Black and white, you paint on a layer mask and they do different things. Here, I'll make this transparent or this visible so you can see it. If you paint black on a layer mask, like if I paint on the airplane here, it's going to erase the airplane. It's not really erasing the airplane, it's just covering it up on the layer mask. If I paint white, you can bring the background back. And it's very useful in this type of thing because it's non-destructive. You can always, get out of what you've done if you do something wrong or fix something. Like, see right here, I'm going to take these hairs out. A nice soft brush. I'm going to paint black on the layer mask. It's just going to erase this background and the hairs that are sticking up there. Trying to be careful, but as you see, the soft edge is taking away a little bit more than I wanted. But no big deal. I'm just going to switch to white and use the feathered edge on the other side to paint it back in. I'm a big fan of layer masks, if you can't tell. All right, now I'm going to go around. This engine looks like it might be a little not round. Like maybe I cut a little bit too much out, so I'm going to add just a little bit more in, just to make it a little bit rounder. That's pretty much, I'm going to go around it a couple times, but that's kind of the idea of this. Just make it look clean. Next step is I'm going to take some backgrounds and try them. Actually, this is just I took this picture not too long ago, so I'll just give you a quick example of how this works. And yeah, different size, different cameras. I've got to put it below the airplane. In fact, I think I'll group everything together just to make it easier on myself. As you can see, it looks like I'm flying in the clouds now. This is a huge picture compared to the GoPro shot of me in the airplane. And you can just mess this around. And one of the things when you're doing this type of stuff is make sure the lighting's right. As you can see, my shadow's kind of going off to the left, so the sun's kind of in that area. And you can tell the clouds kind of have the same type of shadowing going on. So that's one of the things that make these kind of look realistic. And then if I was going to use this background, I'm going to use a different one. I would blend it in a little bit better, make the colors match, maybe do some stuff. But anyway, I have this space thing here, which is just Adobe stock, and I need to use some Adobe stock each month, so this one's going to be the lucky one, but I'm just testing it out for the moment, so we still got the watermark on it. And I like this. My candidacy for the Space Force is now complete. Not quite, but anyway. So I'm going to see if this will look good, if this will blend right, if I can put some stuff on the airplane to make it look like it fits there a little bit better. Obviously, airplanes can't fly in space, but we'll make this look cool. And there we go. There's our background at the moment. And now I'm just going to new layer. Always work in layers too, non-destructive, so you can always go back. Hugely important in this type of stuff. I'm going to clone stamp some of the stars here, because if you're up in space, I'd figure the stars would probably be reflecting in the windshield, and I'm going to paint them on the windshields. And don't worry, it's going to look way better than this when I'm done with it. And you could select the windows with the pen tool if you wanted, just to make this go a little quicker, but I'm just doing it freehand because I really don't care if it spills over a little bit into the windows or not. I'm going to use a blend mode that probably will make it not matter if it's on light. So go to the side window here, the last one. And obviously, I'm going to start going through different blend modes. I'm going to go through these quickly so you don't have to watch me do this. And just see which one works. I kind of know what they do. I should probably get better at that. But I think the lighter color works really well with these colors. And next, let's name that. Next, I'm going to do the mask, because that would probably be reflecting in space too. Same process, just paint something on it, put a blend mode on so it's kind of there, but it's really not that visible. Just something subtle, something fun. And same thing, go through the blend mode, see which one I like the best. And you don't have to use full opacity. You can knock the opacity down too. So here is, let me turn this on and off here. So you can see. Kind of fun, right? Epic Pilot Selfie. I'm actually going to go buy this image, or actually register this image. And of course the color's a little bit better in this one. They got so many more colors. So what I ended up doing was the same thing, same process. I just repainted all the windshields with the new colored background. And I found that screen at 73% just seemed to fit my eye. You can do whatever you want in this just to make it look cool. So there's the old and here's the new. Just a little bit different color because the image, when you register, are so much higher quality. Finally, I'm going to sharpen the image, and I just want the airplane to be sharpened. I don't want the space sharpened because that image is already cool enough without sharpening. So the really nice thing about having that cutout and that layer mask down here, or down at the when we initially cut out the airplane, is we can click Option and drag it up to the sharpening layer. And now all we're doing is sharpening the airplane. Don't even have to worry about the background at all. So anyway, that's my Epic Pilot Selfie, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching.